Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be playing with the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize by Charlote Tilbury. I have been a pretty big fan for a few years now and never really played with her eyeshadows, and this is the first eyeshadow palette, large eyeshadow palette that I purchased from her line. I am so happy I did it, and I love the way that this looks. I have on her mascara, which has quickly become my favorite mascara, and I love the way that this look turned out. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, then let's go. All right guys, so today we are going to be playing with the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize by Charlote Tilbury, and this is what the actual packaging looks like. This is the first large palette that I purchased, and I've always wanted, I wanted last year's, the one with the blue rhinestones and silver. I think that's the prettiest packaging that she's done with these actual palettes. This one is pretty, but honestly, like, I expected more, especially after last year's packaging. So this palette is pretty basic, but with a twist. Like, you obviously have your browns and your neutral shades, and then you have these jewel tones in the center. So today we're playing with jewel toned colors. I am going to start off by taking this shade here in the center, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. I'm just going to pop that in the crease. And then I've primed my eyes using my Laying Low Paint Pot, and today I have on my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Foundation and concealer, and I used her powder to set my makeup, as well as her setting spray. So today we are all Charlotte out, decked out, whatever. I'm just going to continue to build this. For me, I have a little bit of drooping right in this inner corner, so I really want to make sure that I get into my little fold and that it looks smooth. I have to say, these shadows are very smooth from what I can see, and my understanding is that her palettes are pretty shimmer heavy, so if you're someone that likes a matte formulation, this may not be for you. Very pretty, just a basic brown. And now I'm going to take this middle shade here, and I'm going to place that in the crease. So this shadow has shimmer, which is why I wanted to go in with that brown. And now I'm just going to place this in the crease. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And we are going to use this as the transition shade for the remainder of the look. I like to always have a matte in the crease, even if I'm going to use something that has shimmer, because I like to have some contrast between the shimmer and the matte. So maybe it doesn't look like it makes a difference, but to me it does, because once you go past this jeweled pink tone, you can get a little glimpse of the actual matte shade. And well, to me, that's something that I like. You don't have to do it, it's just what I enjoy. So I've been looking at microblading videos for a minute, and I want to do it. I really want to do it because I would like to be able to not have to worry about eyebrows. I'd like to wake up and look at myself and be like, okay, not like you need eyebrows. And if you are somebody like me that doesn't have eyebrows and has to fill them in heavily every day, then you understand what I'm saying. Like, eyebrows make such a difference, and they really do frame your face. So I have been really considering the option, but I'm scared, and I'm scared because I don't want someone to jack me up. That has always been my concern. And I'm gonna go in with this red shade here. It's just, you know, anything that's permanent. I know that it's not like fully permanent, but once it happens, like, it's not like you can be like, okay, never mind, I changed my mind. Like, no, you commit, you do it. So that's why I haven't ever really rushed into getting it done. But at this point, like, I would like to get it done, and I would like to have eyebrows. So it's something that I'm considering, and we'll see. Maybe I will end up microblading my brows sometime soon. If you guys have microbladed your brows, let me know. I'm curious to hear what your experience is, the maintenance. That's the other thing. I'm concerned that I'm going to have to go back pretty often to get them done, but we'll see. Gosh, this color is stunning. So pretty. Thought I broke my camera yesterday. I was cleaning my house, and we have a Roomba, and I put the Roomba in this room so that I can clean the living room, and my camera and my setup was still out, and Roomba got caught and knocked my camera and my, basically like my lighting, everything down, and I heard a loud crash. I came in here, so I picked everything up, and I hate to admit, but it's not the first time that it's happened, so I didn't think anything of it. And I was filming a foundation review for you guys, which you'll see soon, or you'll see for sure before this, and I literally turned the camera on to do my final check-in for you guys, and everything was so blurry and out of focus, and I'm like, okay, it's the setting. So I was playing with the settings, and I could not get it to work. It was so blurry, and I'm like, oh fudge, I broke my camera. And I've had it for a really long time. Not to say that that's a reason to not be upset about it, but I was like trying to keep myself from flipping out. I just kept thinking, like, what am I gonna do? I want to be able to film, but I was trying to keep my cool, especially because my husband would probably be like, you never take care of anything, blah blah blah. So which I do, by the way. That laptop back there is as old as my niece. No, it's older. I've had it for, I think we said 11 years. And it looks brand new because I take care of it. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I told him, you know, I said, I think I broke it, and I turned everything on. I'm like, come look. And so he's like, no, it's the setting. I'm like, but I've already played with it. And he's like, okay, well, we'll play with it later. But I have videos I wanted to film. So I was like, I'm going to try and figure it out. For whatever reason, I thought when I turned the camera off, I saw that the lens didn't retract, so I was like, maybe it's that. And I pulled it and turned, and sure enough, we're back in business. I was so happy, and I literally thought, because that is an expensive investment, and I may not, like, I literally leave my setup the way it is if I know that I'm going to be filming, and if I'm not, then I just kind of set it off to the side. And then, but again, I've dropped this camera a few times already, and that's where I say, like, I don't take care of it maybe the way I should, but I do. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm going to go into this side, and I'm going to take this middle shade, and I am debating on whether I want to touch it. I've heard a lot of people say with this particular palette, I've heard a few people already mention hard pan, so I'm trying not to use my finger. So I'm going to take a flat brush, and I'm just going to take this color and pop it right in this middle portion of my eye. And it's applying beautifully. I don't think it's not applying well. It's pigmented, it's smooth. Oh, it's really pretty. You know, these middle shades were the reason why I got this palette, but at the same time, it was the reason why I'm like, no, I can do without it, because I don't wear these colors a ton. I'm not someone that, like, if I'm going out or if I'm getting, you know, dolled up for a wedding or something, like, I don't typically think to go this route. I always just go with like your browns or your standard neutrals. but I'm really liking this color. I am torn between using this shade or this one. I'm gonna say this shade here because this looks like it has a little bit of a pink reflex. So I'm gonna use the opposite side of this brush. Yeah, good call, G. And then blend the two together. Yeah, it's really pretty. And I think I'm gonna go in with that purple shade and then apply it to the outer corner. Just because I'm trying to get use out of the palette and really see what we are working with. But so far I have to say I really like the way that this looks and I have no regrets about buying this palette. I'm gonna take the purple shade and I'm using the same brush that I applied the red shade. And I'm just going to pop this in the outer corner. Just keep it right in that outer corner. Like I'm not trying to blend it forward. And then with my blending brush, touch all of that. I'm going to take this pencil brush and I am going to take the purple and I am just going to run that on my outer corner here. This color is reminding me of something by MAC. I'm trying to remember what it is, but I can't pinpoint it. But man, that is so pretty. It was a color that I used to use all the time too. I'm actually gonna run that through the entire lower lash line with the exception of the inner corner because I am going to use this color, which is the one we didn't use. Wow. Wow. This also has a little bit of a pink shift to it. I was not expecting that. I really thought it was going to be more of a champagne. I'm actually going to take this and then run it right into this inner lid. So I'm just going to mattify my face down the center again, and I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. And this is a powder that I've never really been able to tell if I really love it or if it's just okay, but it's definitely not a powder that I pull for often. Typically if I use it, it's because of the content. Like I'm thinking of doing a Charlotte Tilbury tutorial, or I just want to stick to like one brand, but it's never a powder that I think I need to use. And I think it's because it leaves a little bit of a yellow, a white cast on my face, like you'll see now. And the only reason why I'm not worried about it is because I am going to go in with bronzer. My bronzer of choice today, as you can guess, is a Charlotte Tilbury. This is in medium, I think it's 2. Yeah, 2. And I am just going to add this here. And when I used this powder earlier this morning, I actually found that my makeup and everything looked really nice after I set it with her setting spray. And if you haven't tried it, I really encourage you guys to check it out because that stuff is amazing. Overall, I would say that Charlotte's brand is one of my favorites. This has turned into a Charlotte Tilbury tutorial. Again, I have on her foundation, I have on her mascara, I have on her powder. I mean, you guys are seeing it. Now I'm going in with her highlighter, and this is the Magic Star highlighter. And I'm just going to take that, oh my gosh. I'm gonna hit my brow with this too. Don't worry about it looking patchy because I like to just let stuff sit. I like to go in with my setting spray to make everything look not so powdery. First, Pillow Talk Intense. I don't mind taking my blush all over my face. I'm not adding extra, I just take whatever's left over and just kind of bring everything together. I feel like it just ties everything in really nicely. I'm going to line my lips with Iconic Nude. All right, guys, I have gone ahead and applied Wedding Bells, no, First Dance lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury. And this is what it looks like. Such a beautiful berry shade, and I thought it looked really great with the eye look. I also sprayed my face with her setting spray. I'm sure you guys can tell because my skin looks like skin. It doesn't look like I have on powder. So I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this palette, because this palette is $75 and it is, I honestly feel like the packaging fell a little short for me. It is pretty, but let me show you the packaging it keeps competing with in my eyes. Her eyeshadow palette last year had this design. And as you guys can see, it's a crystal texture. It is beautiful. This is just such a stunning compact, and I really wanted her eyeshadow palette last year, and it's still available, and I've always contemplated on whether I wanted to get it or not because I wasn't sure about her eyeshadow formulation. I hadn't owned any of her eyeshadows until a few months ago. So when I look at this palette, it's smooth in texture. I was hoping that there would be like some kind of glitter or some kind of detail that made you feel like, wow, this palette is worth it. And honestly, like, it's pretty. It is pretty. I won't say that it's not. It is a very pretty packaging, but I just felt like when you have something like last year's packaging, you have to step your game up even more, right? There could have been, I think, something to make this stand out a little more. Now, it doesn't mean that the packaging is ugly or that I don't like it. I do, but I just keep thinking about that blue and clear crystal appearance, and I'm like, what happened? What happened? So with that being said, it has a really great mirror, and it has these eyeshadows. And to be honest with you, when I first saw this palette, I'm like, it's pretty, but I wasn't sure if it was pretty enough to buy. And I started to see like a few swatches. I'm like, you know what, let's try it out. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, you can give it away, return it, whatever. And I'm so glad that I got it, because even after I opened it, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. It's yeah. But after playing with it, I'm like, holy moly, look at how beautiful this eye look turned out. Everything blended out beautifully. Everything was very creamy and smooth. And I really loved this red shade. This was like the standout shade for me. And I love the way everything looks. That and these light shades here, I really did not expect to get this kind of impact, honestly. I don't know why. I mean, she has great products, but I think that her matte palette for me just was all right, and I think that that's the impression that I have, but no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. This is a beautiful and amazing palette, and it's definitely one that you can make work for you, for the holidays, for a regular day out. Like, it is stunning. I love the way that this look turned out, and everything was so pigmented and easy to work with, so I'm pleasantly surprised. And I feel good about my purchase. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this little chit chat, get ready with me using Charlotte Tilbury products. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. And please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I do upload 3 videos a week, and I want you to see every single one of them. Maybe not the old ones. I've come a long way. Thank you guys so much for everything. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below letting me know what are some ideas for the holidays. What do you guys have in mind? What are you thinking about doing or not doing? I'm curious. My mind is already going there. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.